best receiver coming out, regardless of what number I went. I was the best one. I have the best hands in the world. Y'all think I'm the best right now? I haven't even shown you shit. Not even comparable. I'm not comparable with any other receivers.
You know, it's a dog-eat-dog league. Like, everybody wants to be that guy.
This shit means way more to me than it does to you.
No, I'm one of the best. I know I'm the best.
I'm here to dominate, bro. I'm an all-pro. That means Davante did his shit this year. I want to do the shit everybody can't do. When I say I've never played with a dude that is as locked in and self-motivated and determined to be the best as this dude right here, never in my life, bro. Never.
I'm not looking back. The only thing I'm going to do is get better. That's it. Point blank, period. We're playing for the dopest organization.
The moment I stepped through this building, it was way more competitive than we were in Green Bay.
Walk up in the light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in the light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to The Rush. It's your boy, Maxx Crosby. I got my brother, Brogan Roll back, Darian Terrell. We got a very special guest in the building, Davante Adams, not two, uno. Big shout out to 8 Lounge, Giuseppe Bravo, Resorts World for giving us this beautiful venue. Clearly, you know, you're very vocal about quarterbacks. You know, you have your opinions and things like that. You know, we go back and forth, have long conversations in the locker room. You were with Jordan Love for a few years. What are your thoughts on him? Where do you see him going with his career? Because I remember after we played him, he was getting a ton of shit. People are doubting him, and I'm like, this motherfucker is cold.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Just wait till he gets his groove.
Nice. Yeah, you know, look, I'm like the poster child for you make a decision and you live with it, you know, at the end of the day. So I'll never regret anything. I mean, I don't care if it came here and my career went to shit. Like, you got to make decisions and roll with them. If you one of them people that gets hung up on, you know, in hindsight, this and that, then, I mean, you'll lose your fucking mind playing this game. So yeah. I don't regret anything, but what I will say is that, not that I doubted him in any way, because I definitely seen it. You know, I seen the potential in there, but it was similar to kind of what we saw early in the season is kind of what I was able to watch while I was in Green Bay, because as Aaron's in there, all the reps that I'm getting are going to be with him. Yeah. And, you know, we built up what we built, so basing it off of that and then having a young guy that had no experience, for me, it was tough to stay in that position and say, this is what's best for me for sure. Like, you know, especially with all of the back and forth of everything with the Packers, of, you know, contract stuff the year before. You know, I basically told him, like, if y'all can figure this out now, going into this last year of my deal, because I had no security. I was basically playing under worse than a tag that year, my last year in Green Bay. I was like the 20th highest paid receiver in the league.
Which should never happen.
It was crazy, right? So I tell him, I'm like, look, Aaron's has this stuff kind of back and forth every year. I'll ignore all of that if we can just do this a year early, knock this out, and I've proven it. I mean, I had 2 back-to-back All-Pros. Yep. I'm like, the more I play, it's not gonna make it easier on you. So you might as well just figure this out.
Numbers
and
going up.
And then they threw some deal at me that was just like, almost was like, I barely made me even want to play for him that year. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in camp. I told him, you're not even gonna notice that I'm irritated or nothing. I'm gonna be the player I'm supposed to be. And then I obviously went and did that. And, you know, it raised up the stakes and made it tougher. So now the Packers wanted to figure it out, and I'm going back and forth like, how do I distinguish if this is the right thing to do versus going where I feel like is definitely the right thing to do, playing with a guy I already have experience with. You know, we put up a lot of touchdowns and yards in those 2 years we played. Yeah. Obviously, it's college, but I don't have anything to base it off of with Jordan. So I'm going off of, I'm playing the numbers, what makes most sense. Yep. You know, Derek was, you know, at one point in the league, you know, he was a MVP candidate. Like, you can't say anything, you know, you cannot like Derek personally, but you got to respect what he's done, and that he solidified, you know, my decision to come here. So, you know, that's a really wordy way of saying at the time when I was there, I hadn't necessarily seen enough to say this is for sure what I should do. But in hindsight, like we talked about, I mean, the kid is a fucking baller, man. I'm so happy for him, and you know, I haven't really had a chance to truly sit down and talk with him, but I want to tell him at some point, like, you know, I definitely don't regret changing, but I'm super proud of what you've done, and you know, if there was a way I could pull you over here and, you know, and drag you with me like that, you know, that would have been cool too, because, you know, obviously we saw what he did at the end of the year, but I don't regret what I did, but at the same time, it's definitely, you look back on it, you like, damn, that boy got a ball. Right,
could he be the next one?
Could he be? I mean, I think he is. I think he's shown that, and he's starting to come into his own. I mean, you can see the way he's talking in front of the media and everything. It's just like a whole different person than what I saw when I was there. and that comes with experience.
Facts. How much of that is like him learning too? Because I've heard just through the grapevine, like just his drop back, stuff like that. They want you to mimic and mirror what Aaron's doing, and you can kind of tell in his mechanics now. Like there's a lot of Aaron in his game mixed with his own little shit to it.
For sure.
But like so. I feel like it just takes time, and that's what people don't get in this league, especially at that position. So I guess to ask you, you're an OG in the game, you're top 2, not 2, like we talk about. Do you feel like guys do not get enough time to develop in this league, especially at the quarterback position?
For sure. I mean, undoubtedly. The only tough part about it is that it's like how much time do you give a guy? I think in his case – they didn't give him any time because he wasn't on the field. Like you can say whatever you want about the 3 reps he got while Aaron was he had COVID when against the Chiefs my last year there. So like he had a couple reps, but that's like saying that Aiden wasn't gonna be anything because you see the end of the Chargers game or whatever. You can't you can't write these guys off. It's a learning process, and it's the position that takes the most learning in order to get comfortable at that. You see a couple guys that come in. You got the bastards to the rule, like CJ, they come in and they look like those LSU receivers where it's like, bruh, I thought quarterback was supposed to be hard. And then you come in just like cool as the other side of the pillow, throwing darts, throwing it downfield, like literally making the game look easy. So there's certain people that come in and kind of make it seem like other guys are behind when really they are right where they're supposed to be based off of the experience that they got. So for me, I think that it was trash that they basically tried to bury him before he even got on the field. Because you got to see, you can't count you can't count your chickens till they hatch. So at the end of the day, that's basically what the deal was with me too. Similar to my career, they tried to write me off early, and then once I figured it out and started coming along, they were like, "Oh, we was tripping." And that's basically what happened with him.
That's a good point. I want to ask you, feeding off that, what in your career, what was like your biggest learning point that propelled you to like Hall of Fame status? I mean, because that's what it is at this rate.
Well, I mean, obviously, I don't know how much y'all know, like real details about early on in my career, but my first year I come in and I'm playing with 2 Pro Bowlers. I'm playing with Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb, and I'm the clear 3 at this point. And I'm saying that even now, like I wasn't ready to be getting 100+ targets in a season. So I came in and didn't really have much expectation. I was kind of a kid out of Fresno State. It wasn't a big school where they're like, this dude's got to perform this first year. So I came in, did well enough that first year. And then, you go into my second year, Jordy gets hurt, tears his ACL in preseason against the Steelers. Now I'm thrusted to number 1 because Cobb's in the slot, and I'm thrusted to 1. And we got James Jones. He joins the bunch. And long story short, that year was just not it. I mean, I think it was week 2, I hurt my ankle. And I missed like 3 games that year because of the ankle, but I was fighting through it all year. I was behind every ball, I'm dropping stuff, and like it just I wasn't able to put myself, the best version of me out there. And my game is getting off the spot. Like you got a bum ankle, you really mess it up pretty bad. Like that's going to be able to limit your ability to meet it to showcase. Like even now, like I'm a better player than what I was, but if I had that same injury, I guarantee you I wouldn't look like what I look like on a normal Sunday.
Right.
Regardless of the growth and all of that and the experience that's come with the the amount of time that I've been out there, but you need those reps in order to kind of build your confidence. And then, I had 1 touchdown that year, and then I went, I was on the verge of basically being cut. So I was thinking, am I even going to be a Packer after this? I got to delete social media this whole year, because if I go on Twitter or Instagram, anything that I see, I mean, it's not one positive thing out there.
Right.
I think I was like, you could look it up, but I think I was 112 out of 116 PFF receivers that year.
Damn.
And I don't even know who those other 4 is, but I feel bad that they was playing that bad, 'cause I was out there bullshitting. And it wasn't it wasn't like I wasn't locked in, or I didn't know my book and all this stuff. Right. I just was dealing with some mental stuff. And then, that next offseason, I just took the onus to say I'm going to put everything into my game. I went back and watched college highlights, all type of shit to make sure,
Get
just
back
remind myself, like, man, what the fuck? You the best one.
Yes.
You the best receiver coming out, regardless of what number I went. I was the best fucking one.
Yes.
So if I'm coming out, and I really believe that. So I'm like, man, watch this shit. Look at this. And I'm looking at even highlights that I had throughout, and I'm like, I can do this, man. Like I'm thinking, I'm overthinking this thing. Like I'm starting to come down on myself, question whether or not I can catch the ball. I'm like, bro, I have the best hands in the world. Like, why am I tripping off of this? And I'm saying that, like, at that point I hadn't proven it on the field, but I know I can catch. So I'm like, well, I'm not out there saying this on TV. Like, bro, I got the best hands in the world. Like, because
you can.
Right. So I'm like, man, I'm really him. So at the end of the day, and that was before him was alive. Like I don't even think that was a thing yet.
Yeah. Now they give away Hemi awards and shit.
Yeah.
Timothy.
Right. I just golf with Keenan. He calls himself Heenan Allen. It's all over the place.
I love it.
Right.
It's all over the place.
So then that third year, 2016, I bounced back, and then 12 tugs, and then after that point, I had missed a Pro Bowl. So it was time to lock in and do what I had to do, and I proved it to myself. And once I really showed it, and people started talking about me being one of the best, it took until maybe 2017 to get to those type of conversations. But once I got there, I started getting even hornier off the excitement, for lack of better words. I'm sitting here, I have people talking about my name, and there's two things happen. You either completely shit the bed when people start talking about you like you're one of the best, because that's a different type of pressure.
Or you elevate.
Or you turn up and really because in my mind, I'm like, y'all think I'm the best right now? I haven't even shown you shit. Yeah. I just put together like my first 1,000-yard season. What are you talking about? I'm the best? All right. Watch this shit. Yeah. Watch this.
Yeah.
So
and now you got your chemistry with Aaron at that point. So now it's in your head, it's over with.
It's over with, bro. I went into every game can I just completely take over today? It wasn't about winning or can I have a game that I'm happy about? Can I really dominate to the point where it's not even comparable. I'm not comparable with any other receivers. Yeah. And that's essentially what happened for a good stretch.
It's a fact. That shit's crazy, bro. And it's funny, I know me and Tay, we've obviously had these personal conversations, but people know me and you are obviously close and fucking talk about this all the time. But this dude's inspired me so much, and our stories are weirdly similar in that way. Y'all know it too. After my second year, I had a down year after my rookie year, and I was like PFF, I was legitimately 120 out of 128 or something. And I went back to the drawing board. I watched all my film. I'm like, I know I could fucking do this shit. It just really comes down to you at the end of the day and making up your mind. Nobody's gonna fucking stop me. Yeah, and putting the work behind it.
Put the work in behind it, because if you have it in your mind, you already have the confidence in yourself. Yeah. Now you just need to do some shit to kind of back that up. And then once you have something really like a body, then now it's like what are we talking about? Everybody already feels that way about me. Yeah. So now it's just putting together the stats, and as you go year by year and keep putting together, remarkable seasons, then now it's just who you are. It's not what you did.
As you guys know, I love to travel. During the season, I'm in all different cities all across the globe. And the number one thing that needs to be with me is this Manscaped lawnmower trimmer. The 3.0, the 4.0, and the 5.0. Keeps me on point, keeps me light on my feet, keeps me agile. Call them what you want. Knee knockers, golden nuggets, thigh slappers, etc. But our friends at Manscaped refer to them as the boys. Not every man has children, but every man is responsible for their 2 boys below the waist. The boys need love too. So join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com and use code RUSH for 20% off plus free shipping. Introducing the Lawnmower family, including the Lawnmower 3.0 Plus, the 4.0 Pro, and the 5.0 Ultra. 3 ball trimmers. Isn't that awesome? The boys need love too. These trimmers come with a travel case and even a travel lock feature to avoid any accidental powering and weird looks in the airport. This right here is on the cutting edge of cutting pubes. Upgrade your ball trimmer and your life will follow. 20% off plus free shipping with the code RUSH at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code RUSH at manscaped.com. For the best your boys have ever looked, trust Manscaped. Competing with yourself. That's it. And that's how you become the best. And he told me this. It was our first year together, and I was so fucking hurt when I didn't make All-Pro. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. I fucking know I'm one of the best. I know I'm the fucking best. I know. And he's like, bro, just keep doing what you're doing and just refine everything you're doing. Yep. Because I knew in my head, I watched the film, but this motherfucker, his confidence is out the roof, and that shit helped me. It's contagious. This is what happened this season. Went back, got All-Pro. But at the end of the day, it's like, all right, what's next? How the fuck can I get better? I know I wasn't even at my best. After this season, you're like, I know I can be better. Right. You're a first team All-Pro, period. That's how I feel. I haven't even made first team. I've had 2 All-Pros and their second team. I'm like, I feel like it's disrespectful, but at the same time, I'm disrespecting myself because I know I could fucking do more. So that's why I fuck with this dude. He's that
mentality you got is why you the player that you are now. And honestly, bro, I could say this, I'll say this shit on the top of a mountaintop. Of any player I've ever played with, I've only played with maybe one other guy that brings and I can't even compare it because you can talk about Aaron Rodgers, but it's a whole different position. So you can't.
It is
the type of strain that you have to bring to other positions. So like Aaron's locked into a different level. His football acumen, his intellectual ability, and his creativity, just his mind in general, is what makes him him. But as quarterbacks, it's not about chasing people down and really like seeing a ball in the air running and really straining. It's not that's not the word you think of when you think about a quarterback, right? No. So when you think about all the other positions, that's really more so what it is. And it's not Aaron's fault. Like that,
it's more mentally straining for him.
Correct. And physically tough and all those type of things. But when I say I've never played with a dude that is as locked in and self-motivated and determined to be the best as this dude right here, never in my life, bro. Never. Not at any point have I. And I always, Maxx is the type of dude, I always joke with him. I don't know. I ask him sometimes, how long you want to play? And I always tell him, I'm like, bro, you're going to play 18 years because it just comes down to how healthy you stay, basically. It's you're going to be, nobody's ever going to get rid of you unless they can't pay you. Like, that's literally all it's going to come down to if they can't fucking afford you, bro, because there's the type of players that are great because of circumstance, and then there's the type of player that are great because they do shit right all the fucking time, and then it leaves nothing but more opportunities to do well. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna, the more he's out there, the better. It's like fucking pro golfers versus me. Like, if I play in a tournament, the more holes I play, it's a higher likelihood of my score getting worse overall.
Right,
you know what I mean? I'm gonna probably have more bogeys than birdies and pars as we go.
For sure.
And Tiger, they want to play as much golf as they want because Scotty and all these dudes, it's gonna be minus 14 at the end of the fucking tournament.
They're going for course records,
and that's what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We want as many opportunities. A lot of dudes, a lot of wideouts and DNs don't want all those snaps because they got 6 good reps out of the game in them. Not fucking 2 reps that not even bad. I'll say 2 reps that are not as great as what they would like. And that's this dude. And it's really because maybe the dude stepped up. Maybe he had a voice in his ear saying, step up right now. Maxx is coming on. It's not even like he killed the dude, but that's the one of the reps he didn't like was the one that the guy just so happened to fucking get away from him. You know what I mean? Some shit like that. It's not like, the guy scored or I got put on my back because I just took a play off. Like it's none of those. It's all full go, and I'm a better player, and this shit means way more to me than it does to you. And that's these 2 dudes right here.
100%.
No, that's facts. I mean, that's the difference. You can be like, coaches can only do so much, but at the end of the day, like they can tell you where to be, fucking mindset, everything. They could improve that. But if you don't want that shit deep down, you're never going to become the best version of yourself. And that's why we get along so well. This dude will be on the field in camp. Like, he could catch 20 balls in a row, win every single one-on-one, but his foot might be out on one of them, and he'll be like, no, fuck that, I'm going again. Like, we'll be in Fridays, and I'm supposed to get 2 reps, my fucking knee's blown in half, and I'm like, I'm not coming off the field till I'm getting a sack or I'm getting a TFL, and then I'm like, all right, coach, I'm good. They just look at me crazy, but it's the same way. This fucking dude is running post routes week 17 the same way he's running it in training camp or OTAs, and that's what makes the team special, and that's what I know. We've been together 2 years. We've had losing records both years, and I know I can't even sleep at night. And I know you're the same way. I could look at him after a game and we just fucking know. There's no words that even need to be said, but that's what motivates me even more. It's because when we turn this shit around, it's gonna be fucking different. You know what I mean? We're playing for the dopest organization, and that shit is gonna be different, bro. I can't wait.
Yeah, the Raiders, it symbolizes. I can't name 2 better dudes than y'all 2 right here for millions of reasons. Swag, mentality, dog. Like, I could go down the list, but you 2 definitely represent the organization to the fullest.
Do you guys see that being infectious? Right, you're on the defensive side, you're on the offensive side. Usually on a team, you might have a couple guys that have that mentality, like, it wasn't perfect, I'm going to do it again, right? Now, do you guys see that kind of being infectious to the rest of the team, where it's not just a facade, it's actually genuine? They want to up their standards because of you guys.
1,000,000%, bro. I mean, there's certain people like you. I always go back to Aaron when I think about greatness. I think about on this team. I think about this dude, and I think about Aaron Rodgers.
This man loves him. Every interview, every person. There's either LeBron guy and Aaron.
When it's both, it's over.
Yeah. You can hug him up all day.
If I had you and Aaron in here right now, we would record for like 4 hours. Easy.
Run it up, huh? Give you all the stories.
Yeah, 100%.
But a dude like Aaron, man, like certain people like he's a vocal leader, and I love that because half half I love it because I don't have to open my mouth as much. 'Cause you know, and as you go, like it's certain people that speak. Like I think we're the type of guys that if we speak consistently or every day, we got a speech for the team, they'll listen.
Yeah.
But the more I've found that the more you give out, like a guy like Josh Jacobs, he gets people listen to him because when he does speak, you know, he means something by it. So, you know, I try to like pick a happy medium, but Maxx is like the more of the spokesperson for the team because that's how it's been. But even before I got here, and I'm not gonna come in and change that, nor do I want to. Like he loves that, and I love that he loves that, and he does a good job with it. Not everybody can address the team every day because you have to. It has to really come from your heart and be able to do that. But a guy like him, he's a vocal leader, but then also like when he hurt his knee, he had a couple practices where he wasn't out there, and he's getting treatment, and you know, Adams got to fucking take care of him. You leave it up to him, he would have went and ran it into the ground, I'm sure. But they got to do whatever they can to keep him off the field so he's ready for Sunday. So a couple practices, you'll notice like not that it's like bad, but you can see the difference of when like the big dog is out there, and it's not even about screaming and saying, "Hey, Malcolm," like this or that. And not that Malcolm's one of the guys, but just anybody, whether it's a linebacker, safety, or whatever. It always. Maybe not from here to here, but it's always like a little different when the big dog is not out there.
Notice
because,
it.
Guys can, you know, whether it's just how clean they get, like me, if I'm not out at practice or whatever, for whatever reason, OTA or something, like I'll get feedback from EB. He'll be like, yeah, the guys was about 2 yards, 3 yards short on these routes.
Accountability.
Like they, you know, not the greatest finishes and stuff like that. So a lot of times we don't even have to say certain things, but that greatness that we, you know, put on display every single day in practice, it's infectious to the guys. And they're like, well, shit, if these all pros are doing it, like, I'm not going to be the one not doing it. And that's the similar mindset that I had when I got in the league is that came in and saw Jordy and Randall finishing Jerry Rice style 80 yards down the field. I'm like, God damn. But I'm not like, hey, do I got to do it?
I'm like, follow suit.
We gone.
You almost don't want to like let them down, like in a weird way. 100%. It's like they're up here and I want to get to that level, which I'm sure that's like how Trey Tucker and those guys look at you.
100%.
And it's 100%. Like, if Tay's out here, I'm going to run my shit two yards deeper. I'm going to come down, you know, the route, this, that, and the third. Because I want Tay, you know what I mean? It's not like it's a validation, but it probably is. That's their goal.
It 100% is. And I'll tell you this. Josh McDaniels gets a lot of shit, but one of the things that he said to me that was like the realest, and I really never even had a coach stress it like the way that he did with me. He said, you know, it was a couple things in practice or in games where it was a couple loafs or something, and he was like, I need you to go talk to these dudes because I can get in there and scream at them, but the more that they're worried about letting their brother down, that shit will mean way more than, you know, me getting on them or whatever. It's kind of like your literal brother or cousin talking to you growing up versus your dad saying, you know, go clean your room. I guarantee you, my cousin never did this, but my cousin when they came in my room, be like, bro, what the fuck? Clean your room. I've been like, oh shit, like,
my shit must be dirty.
My shit's already, this is not a good spot. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of that type of feel where you like you said, your brother do it a certain way. They're like, well, I'm not gonna be the one to not do it. You know, he's doing it. I gotta step up too.
Plus, it's also like, how did Maxx and how did Tay get so great? They must have been doing this extra shit, making sure like the technical shit is down, crafting and all that. So. Yeah, I think it's a million moving parts, but it's dope to see the elevation that he's had, but also just see like the connection you guys had together and just elevating all the way through. Like just from the outside looking in, it's been dope.
No doubt. I mean,
you guys have the first year guys coming in here soon, right? And then like you took that big jump, just like you after that second year. What do you see like the biggest, I'd say, blocker for people not being able to take that? The ability's there. Is it the complacency? Is it the inability to learn the system? Like, what is it?
I would say, you know what? It's a good question that you asked about the system, because on the outside, like growing up when I would be following NFL, like watching Hard Knocks and stuff like that, you would see people like struggling, quarterbacks and different things like that with picking up the system. I haven't noticed that since I've been in the league that guys truly, like in training, you'll see the guys that get cut, you know, when they have that small window to learn it by, you know, in training camp. But as it pertains to the year, like once you get in the groove, not very many people truly struggle with the playbook. You know, at least it's not really
I've never heard somebody like, I can't figure this game out. But it's like, if you can't fucking figure that out,
that's a bigger problem. And I mean, you've had fucking like 20 coaches in fucking 4 years too. So
definitely have.
You probably got smarter.
I was one of the guys who got cut on Hard Knocks.
No,
for real, we were exactly talking about him over here, like reminiscing in my brain. I'm like, this is awful.
That shit's real though.
I would say is the complacency is more once you've like reached a certain level of success. I see in the league, and there's guys that just say, you know, I'm gonna chill now. I got a bag. Like a bag, whatever their respective
For
bag
sure.
is. And you know, it may not be a Maxx Crosby bag, but they'll get like you know, 25 million, and that's a lot of money. You know, and they'll say, you know, I'm straight. Like I'm not about to be out here doing all this and hurting my body, and you know, they don't practice as hard and they take something off. But I would say more of the outside noise and letting the distractions on the outside factor in more versus whether it's like being in Vegas and letting the stuff that comes with Vegas distract you, and then you end up, you know, having a gambling issue, or if it's, you know, the females, or if people, you have, like I said, my bad year in 2015, where if I let that factor into my confidence fully, like it hurt me a little bit because I was a young dude. Came in the league, I was 21 years old, so I'm 22. Hearing people say that I'm the worst in the league and why did we draft this dude and this and that, it's like, damn, like bro, like give me a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Them
like,
Twitter GMs.
Give me, right. All these dudes sitting on like eating Lay's, probably barbecue
in the mom's basement,
right? Just sitting there chopping it up with moms that they still living with, sitting here talking about Davante Adams and how horrible he is at his job. You know what I'm saying? So I let that stuff factor in for a little bit, but if I would have really let that take over my mind, then that could have really derailed me and not allowed me to, you know, revive my career, and I won't even say revive because it wasn't like a 4-year stretch where I couldn't figure it out. You know, it was a really bad year, but it was not good timing considering I hadn't done enough to really fully be all the way confident. You know, and I'm a confident person. I believe in myself, but like I said, you got to have something behind it. So once I was able to do that, it helped me. But just letting that outside noise get into your head, that's what I've seen kind of kill more people than help them.
No, there's no doubt. And especially young players that they're like on the brink, they make a couple big plays and shit like that. You're like, okay, it's that time to take the next step. I feel like it's way more mental than physical. You know, guys get in their own head and like they're scared about what the coach is gonna say if they try to make this play in a certain. But if you go and make the play and then you go do it again, and you do it 2 times and 3 times, then they're like, okay, I can trust him. And that's the biggest thing. Like, you see young guys all the time. I came in with first-round picks. I seen dudes all the time, and they would make some plays. They were back and forth. They were consistent, have a big game, and then 2 games you don't hear about them. And then I think the biggest thing is, like, dudes just being comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, dudes are scared to, like, finally just like, fuck it. Like, I'm just going to be the player I know I can be. Because everybody has ability. Like, every D lineman that's come in, I've been with 5-star recruits. Like, we have a guy like J-Rob. Like, J-Rob's on our team. He was a 5-star recruit, All-American. Like, everyone's got ability. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I think it's just the mental side of it that's, I mean, so fucking important. And it's a battle within yourself. At the end of the day, you could have all the support system, but when you're just sitting alone and thinking, that's the only thing on your mind. It's like, these motherfuckers really think I can't do it. Like, I remember when I got put on a milk carton, that was the one for me. My second year, they put me on a milk carton on Twitter. I was like, this motherfucker. I was so mad. You know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm going to prove this motherfucker wrong. You know what I mean? So it's shit like that. Like, you could really let it affect them. If you're not mentally strong, if you don't fucking really love it, you can let that shit derail your career. And I've seen it over and over again, bro.
That was the one unique thing that Gardner said yesterday. He was like, I don't have social media. I don't watch TV. And if it's not
sounds
me
about right.
Look at he's going a little far.
He said, if I'm not here in the building, then I'm away from society. I don't hear anything. The only time I do is if somebody screams at me.
Yeah. I don't think you can avoid it. Like, that's the thing either. Like, I'm not trying to avoid. I see everything. I'm sure you see everything.
I don't go looking. I'm not.
I'm not searching. But
I'm not looking after the game.
You don't have
good
to.
or bad. Like, I'm not like, oh, I had 190 today. Let me type my name in and see what they're saying because I found that doesn't do anything for you either. Neither of those make you a better or worse player. Regardless, like, people can say whatever. That doesn't factor in unless you let it like do something to you. But if you don't let it happen, then it's not gonna make me better hearing somebody say that I'm better. Now it can do something for you internally, like I said, like, oh, you think that was good? Okay, well then it almost gives you something to look forward to.
You haven't seen shit yet.
Yeah, not like. Like, if everybody get on, every single person that has Twitter says Davante Adams is the best receiver, what is that going to do for my stats next year?
Nothing.
What is that going to do for my effort and the way, my play style, the dog I have, my toughness if I get hurt out there? All that shit factors in, bro. So
100%.
if you let what people are saying, good or bad, factor in, now you're just going to be as good as people talk about you. And that's not a good place to be.
No, facts. Rod Marinelli, my old D-line coach, we talk damn near every day. He hits me up mean, it's almost fucking every day. He'll be like, how many sacks you got? He goes, 0, you fucking donkey, get to work. He says that shit at least 3 times a week. He says it, but it's true. Like right now, it's clean slate. You have 0 touchdowns, 0 yards. I have 0 sacks, 0 TFLs, none of that. So that shit is real. Like you can never get comfortable in this league because the next guy is trying to be the next Davante Adams or Maxx Crosby or Myles Garrett or fucking Justin Jefferson. And you know, it's a dog-eat-dog league. Like, everybody wants to be that guy. And it's you can get there, but it's once you get there, how the fuck are you going to keep elevating? That's, I think, the biggest, you know, separation for a guy like you. You've done it, like you said, after your 3rd year, you've been to the Pro Bowl every single year. You've been all-pro. Like, that shit's stuck in my mind. I'm like, I'm not going back. There's no – I'm not looking back. The only thing I'm going to do is get better. That's it, point-blank, period. So
you remember last year or this past season when I talked to the team, I got up there and talked to him because it was some – you know, we had the big kumbaya. I don't know if y'all have talked about that on here.
Yeah, a little bit. Time to time.
Yeah, and I got up there and I got a little emotional just talking to the team because it was some stuff going on as far as like trade talks and all of this, and it was just a lot going on in the media that wasn't because of me, and it was being misconstrued by even some of my teammates thought that I was out there like talking to like SVP, telling them like, hey, bro, I'm trying to get traded, like, you know, putting stuff out there, and they're talking about, you know, going to the Jets and this and that, and it's like, bro, like, I'm not feeding any of that. That's not my style to do that. So when I got up in front of the team, you know, you talk about wanting to establish that greatness and stay in there. Like I told him, I was like, look, man, there's certain things that I'm not happy about, but all this stuff, I'm not out here like putting this stuff in the mix and trying to create more drama for the team. Like I promise you, anything you hearing is just what people are speculating about or whatever. So for a dude like me, I'm like, look, bro, y'all got to understand. I went to Roger Team or one of the team. I said, hey, man. What do you call me? He said, Mike. He been calling me Mike since I got here from Michael Jordan. Yeah. I said, bro, this shit is like a drug. Once you like achieve a certain level of success, if you truly care about it enough, like I'm going to get emotional and not be happy in certain situations if I'm not being allowed to contribute and help the team in the way that I am capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? And
100%.
I'm here to dominate, bro, regardless. Like, If we just find a way to score on the first rushing play of every drive, like you won't hear shit. I could have 0 catches on the year if we go win the Super Bowl that way. Yeah. But if we are moving or having the ball and moving it around, doing this, and we don't look how we're supposed to on offense, I'm not going to be happy with it if I'm not able to contribute how I'm supposed to. Definitely. And it's not because I'm not the player that I am anymore. It's like that's going to happen at some point, and we'll all accept it and move on. Like it's going to happen to everybody.
Of course.
The reality is I'm the type of player that I am not going to – like I can't – not be who I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? And like I said, you got to be able to prove it. You say you're the best, well, go show it. Yeah. And if I go 5 weeks and I got 2 games where I barely even caught the ball, well, then now we got an issue if 1-7's not getting involved and we don't look good as an offense. Because my whole reason why I hold myself saying I want to be an all-pro is not for my own, you know, personal satisfaction. It's to uphold a certain level of play so that I can know I'm handling my part for this team. Definitely. If I'm an all-pro, that means Davante did his shit this year. So now it's on Maxx. Oh, Maxx, you all-pro? Okay, well, fuck, let's get a quarterback that can, you know, and it's not about being all-pro, but it's about being your version of all-pro. Your version of that, you know what I'm saying? And my version of that is being the best in the world. Yeah. It just so happens to work out that way. 100%. So if I can't go do that, now I got an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what it came down to. 100%. I just want to be able to display that at all times.
Yeah. Do you feel like why do you feel like there was so much of that shit, like the rumors and the talking this year? I feel like it's just because no one's seen you not be successful on the field. Like you mentioning earlier, I don't know how much you guys know about early on in the career. I don't remember you never being a dog, right? So do you feel like it's just because the lack of team success, people just put those two things together, like, oh, he might not be happy because he's used to being successful, going to these championship games, competing for Super Bowls. Like, do you feel like that plays a part? I'm just curious from your mindset.
That plays a huge part. Well, I think that the team success is like it's unfortunately bigger for quarterbacks. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately for the quarterbacks, you know, you get attached to that. And then when I play with Aaron, I'm almost like an extension of him a little bit. So now having won 13 games the last 3 years in Green Bay, and I come here and I'm not great at faking it, bro. Like I'm not, at the end of the day, if I'm not happy, like I'm not going to be creating a whole like uncomfortable environment, but I'm not going to get in my press conference and act like it's okay. You know, I'm going to make sure that everybody knows I expect greatness. I've gotten used to that. So, and I want everybody else to be used to that too.
Definitely.
If I get in here and be like, oh, it's fine. We won it for like whatever it is. What it, guys are playing hard, and that's not what it's about, bro.
No.
That's a prerequisite. Everybody got to play hard. You know what I'm saying?
Duh.
Like that's what you have to. Everybody has to play that way. All teams, if you want to be a good team, you can't just talk about, we tried. Like I'm not in this to try. Like everybody can do that. I want to do the shit everybody can't do, and that's win and be one of the best to do it. So that's really what it comes down to me. The winning part, and then like I said, not being happy when it's not rolling. And I think they use that as a little bit of, oh yeah, good. Now the Packers winning, so let's try to make it seem like he should have stayed there. And I don't care about that part of it. That is what it is. But I think that those probably the biggest reasons why they try to reach with some of that shit.
It's when it rains, it pours. Once you start losing, then all of a sudden there's drama. Then Tay's not happy, Maxx not happy, this dude's not coach, and then they bring all these rumors. It's just how it goes. And especially being in the market we're in too. Like the Raiders are fucking legendary organization, so we're going to be talked about whether we win 0 games or all 17. That's just kind of how it goes. But that's the media nowadays. I mean, there's so many voices with Twitter. There's so many different things that it's just like everyone's looking for the controversy. It's not cool to talk about, oh, they're doing really good, Tay's happy, and no one gives a fuck. They're like, oh, cool. But when the second there's a little bit of drama, they're like, fuck yes, that shit.
It's misery loves company, bro. It's the same thing on
it's
teams.
Real, bro. Yes.
Like, that's how you get the cancer in the locker room, because motherfuckers aren't getting the playing time. They're not doing this, that, and the third. And then they grab another guy. I feel like it's the same in the media. It's like, just get the miserable people together, and then they just gang up, and it's like, it's over with.
That's the media, though.
Yeah,
they'll always be that way.
And
it's
they always going to outnumber us too. That's the
every time. They got an army
now because it's all social media. Everybody's in the media.
What do you mean? There's Twitter accounts with dudes who like what's the dude Dov Klein or whatever the fuck his name is. I don't even know. Nobody knows what this dude looks like. I don't even know if he's real. I see people talk about him all the time. I'm like, I don't think this guy has a real fucking picture in the world out. No. He has a fake made shit. I know exactly. You know who I'm talking about? I'm like,
on it, but I know exactly what you.
Bro, yes, I hear people bring this guy up. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Nobody knows.
He got 10,000 retweets. I'm like, bro, can y'all stop feeding into this guy?
They feed into it.
Like,
there's so many different ones.
It's a couple media outlets out there that I respect and I like.
Yes.
But the ones that really speak on it, like, it's not too many that really speak on like things consistently that I can say that I get behind. And I'm not even gonna say who I like and who I don't like.
We won't do that.
Dudes out there that
you can't even. Trust me, I'm the same way. I see a couple of them walking in the locker room. I'm like, I'm not speaking or looking in the direction. I'm walking the fuck out. Yeah, but I've had times too where I'm just like, I'll check them. I don't care. Like the mic's not around. I'll be like, bro, you're fucking tripping. Yeah, I checked them about you. One of them, I checked them about you one time.
What they were saying?
They're just some bullshit, stirring a rumor, saying Davante said this. I checked this dude at the fucking Pro Bowl, and I said, bro, why are you making shit up? He was just looked at me like so confused. I'm like, why are you making shit up about Tay? I was like, there's already enough fucking drama, and now you're making shit up now? I was like, he did not say that shit. He's like, that's not what I said. And I'm like, what are we doing? I'm like, I'm not here to fucking bully you, but like, if you're making shit up, that's like you just, anybody can say anything, you know what I mean? Of like, well, you're going to walk around like everything's cool, and you're just out there spreading wildfire. I'm like, you deserve to be checked. Yeah. I love it, but there is good dudes. Like Hondo Carpenter, fucking love that guy. He's the best.
Which one are they?
Hondo, the taller dude, tucked in tee. You would know. He has glasses, but he's a real one. Like he goes both sides. Yeah. He's talking about the good, the bad, in the middle. So I'm like, I respect that. If the shit's real and like you got your sources, I mean, I gotta respect it.
Look, even if I don't like what you reporting, at least make it factual and something that's real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can say whatever you want to say. I'm not expecting you to sit here and just give us just all this praise nonstop, but like just be accurate with what you're talking about.
100%.
Because you just out here, because this is the problem. People that call games, all this stuff, they have so much power, and they know they do. And I don't even think people that are watching it understand the power that those people have, because most of them don't know anything. And the dude that are the people that are on there like color commentating the games these days, they don't even fucking know. I'll tell you somebody that I love. I love Tony Romo. He's a great dude. But I seen him one time. This is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. And he's like damn near like psychic half the time. But he'll do some shit like this. I'm watching the Chargers game. They playing, can't remember who they were playing, but they had like two people showing blitz off the right side, right? And it was like supposed to be like a strong dog or like a storm blitz or something like that. The safety, he goes, watch the safety here. He's gonna blitz off the edge. The safety drops on the snap, drops and runs to the middle of the field, and they just rock the other way.
Yep.
They run the ball. It was like a short yardage situation. Run the ball at him, and they get like 4 yards or whatever. Get the first down. He goes, "That's on him. He's got a blitz there." How the fuck do you know what they're scheming?
What?
How you gonna say that? Now you got people probably tweeting this man like, "Fucking blitz, you piece of
Dumbass.
shit."
This guy
Like,
doesn't play
Dumb
inside the
motherfucker.
system.
He
like,
needs
come
to
on, bro.
blitz.
So I'm
there.
seeing this.
That's
I'm like,
crazy.
bro, like, what are you basing that off of? That you know he has to come here.
Yeah.
And then dude drops, which clearly he's not gonna run to the middle of the field. Mind you, the middle of the field was
Fuck
open,
no.
so certainly he was doing the right thing.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then now these people probably shitting on him. You know, that could have been a critical moment. I don't remember the situation in the game, but you know, imagine if that was like a critical moment and they ran that and he's out of there. Now this dude's getting buried on social media.
So we need some Romo accountability, basically.
I love Romo. I love you, bro. Can't wait to see you in Tahoe at the golf
Yeah,
tournament.
I fuck with Romo too, but there's definitely some of that shit out there. That's like them saying like, if I have like they'd run a zone read and I'm supposed to tackle the running back. I've had it before. They're like, he's losing fucking contain. He's losing contain. I'm like, we're running a fucking game.
Right.
Like, y'all don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But then I'm like, okay, I need to take a step back.
Yeah, you might as
I'm
well.
getting too heated. I'm like, these people don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
But that shit's real. That shit's real. I want to pivot. I want to put you on the spot a little bit. I know you.
Oh, I haven't been on the spot already?
You've been on the spot a little
45
bit,
minutes? Nah.
just a little bit.
Took a light on you.
Just a little bit. But you obviously you carry yourself. Me and you, we get along because of our confidence. We know what we bring to the table, and we're only getting better. There's always 2 to 3 guys I know personally that I'm like, I got to be extra on my shit because this dude for some reason gives me a little bit of issues. Who are those guys for you? Give me 3 guys that in your whole career that you're like, all right, I got to be extra on my shit because for some reason they bring a little bit of more issues to me.
Just over the course of my career or active like players now?
Career in general.
That's a good question, bro. It's a great question.
Definitely.
And I hate answering this question, not because I don't want to. It's just like,
You don't want to give them the credit.
nah, not even that.
I feel you,
I
though.
love showing
There's
love.
certain
I
guys
love
I'm
showing love, bro. It's up to us to like.
Yeah.
I love giving. Like, I was like one of the first people to really celebrate Calvin Ridley the way that he was supposed to. And I'm like, y'all better start talking about this dude. Like, I feel like it's our responsibility to give people the juice because, especially when certain people may not know, because that's what we essentially are what shaped the world to and how they think about this stuff.
100%.
You got people on TV, but they don't have the accurate opinions.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
we
not
really-
out
we
there
really
in the
know.
field like us. Yeah,
So I would
facts.
say if I had to pick somebody, 3 people,
Yep.
I would say back in my early days, Richard Sherman.
Okay.
That was like when my first game in the league was against Rich, and I went to Palo Alto High, and he went to Stanford, which is literally across the street from
Right
each other.
there,
They
yeah.
used to come over. They didn't have turf, so when it would rain, they would come and practice on our field during lunch.
Yep.
I would go like sit in the stands and like literally I wore a sleeve on my left arm because he wore one sleeve, like a Kobe sleeve, not the one that goes up here, like elbow
one, the
down.
forearm one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the forearm joint.
Yeah.
And he wore that over there. He started off playing receiver and then went over there. So I was like the big fan of him. So and then we go and we clashing in the league. So we had some good battles early on. He definitely got the best of me my rookie year. He picked me off and then said some disrespectful words in the end zone in the NFC Championship game, and I won't forget that. And it fueled it. I ended up coming back and whooping his ass too later. So,
Good.
You told me
but
about
Make sure you put that in there too. No doubt.
But I loved our battles, man. I got a lot of respect for him as a player. So I'll say Rich is like the main name that I think of. Like when I think of guys that were just a problem. I'll say Aqib Talib was another one.
Dog.
You're mentioning
When I
Dog.
first came in. And
Fuck
you
yeah.
notice I'm bringing up dudes that are a little older now because
Yeah.
it's not as much trouble these days, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and I think
I love
about
it.
it like true
I do.
trouble. Like, I may not have a great game, but it's certainly not because I was manned up all game and it was like, you know what I mean? We playing the Patriots. Like, these dudes are going to have 7 people watching me, as you
Yes.
saw when what's buddy when 3 came and put his shoulder through my chest.
Jabril.
Yeah, Jabril Peppers. Yeah, he came and smacked me like that. So there'd be certain times, but I can't really attribute it to a guy just gave me
Blocking.
issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why do they always try to act like Pat Surtain and you? And why do
They make more of it than what they should, and I'm not avoiding Pat. It's just that Pat's probably the best corner in the league right now for sure. Like I love his game. I got a lot of respect for him as a player. I was trying to go in chronological order just to make sure it wasn't no OGs that I was leaving behind. But I'll probably say Pat. Again, saying trouble is a tough word for me to use because I wouldn't necessarily say that, but he did. You know, we played each other week 1, and I would say he won that matchup because I didn't play anywhere. You know, you get going to as the year goes, and that's week 1. So I wasn't necessarily in my best football shape at that point, and I didn't convert on a couple balls that I probably should have. But he's a really good player, man. I think he's gonna probably have the league in a headlock for the next however long. I mean, what was this, year 2 or 3 for him?
Yeah, 3. I think 3. Yeah,
Well,
3. He's young.
It might have been 2, bro. I think
For
his
real?
rookie year was. I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe this was 3.
He's young though.
And there's
Yeah,
so much
young
floating
dude.
around with them trading him and stuff, which blows my mind.
Well, they
Well,
they got
that's
all type of stuff going on over there.
course.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how secure that building is as far as, you know.
Yeah.
Russ started balling out at the end of the game at the end of the year too, and then they got rid of him. So
Yeah.
when you get cut and dealt around, like, I used to think you were trash. Like, if you got cut or traded, like, that's what that meant. Like,
Yeah,
you were
fact.
unwanted.
You're
Like,
not
good
there's so
enough.
many reasons why you get cut and all
Oh
these
my
different
God.
things now. And
So many uncontrollables.
yeah,
It's a
like,
business,
it's
bro.
the money part, just the happiness. Like, you know, the contract may not work like salary cap wise, so all of that stuff is what it is. But I got him as the number 1 right now though, and he's my favorite matchup in the league right now.
Okay.
That's dope. I like that.
That's dope. For you, how have you seen the wide receiver position change, like, throughout your career so far being in the league? Just curious, like, because are guys more NFL ready coming out now, you think?
I think so, man. Especially at these big schools, and I don't even know what to attribute it to because a lot of them I thought it was like more pro style offenses, but it's so many different
7-on-7s.
styles. Yeah,
Yeah.
7-on-7s, yeah, all of that stuff.
Yes.
These dudes are getting more. Well, I think that this is another thing. When I was in high school, like, training was just working out and doing like the summer stuff with the team, like, and then going and like playing essentially. Like, you weren't like really getting out there with like professional coaches that are sitting here putting you through these like real like NFL type drills and like getting your feet right. And you know, obviously the way that they're throwing the ball in college now is different. You know, we threw it a lot too, but I necessarily wasn't as polished as what these dudes are coming in now. But I love it because when I first got in the league and like right before I got in the league, I feel like there was like 2 and 3 guys that would just continuously dominate. Every year it's a new guy now, whether it's a rookie or somebody that's been in the league for 2-3 years, come out of the woodworks. You got a guy that maybe been bouncing around on a couple practice squads that'll get some burn, and he'll go out there and go for 150. Like that stuff happens just more frequently now than it used to. It's definitely more of a passing game, but as Maxx is loving for sure. But it's
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a different game, man. These dudes are coming out. It's every week you get a new dude, and I mean, it used to be you studied Marvin Harrison, Santana Moss, like Randy Moss, like
Santana Moss, dog.
Well, these my guys. These are
No,
guys that I
bro,
love
that's
growing
what
up.
those are the guys we were watching when we were kids. I mean, I'm a little
Santana.
younger than you, but Santana
Yeah.
Moss is a fucking
No,
dog.
yeah, you caught the tail end for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with you being a football guy. Like, I wasn't even as immersed in football as I was until I got
You had
like
the
late
hoop
high
dream?
school. I didn't play football till my junior year.
Damn.
So
You
I
had,
was,
you had the hoop dream?
oh yeah, that was everything.
That was
Yeah.
it.
I mean, I had 10 offers in basketball. I had
shit,
I had
okay.
Fresno State and San Diego State in football. So
Did you think you were about to do a double?
I went to Fresno to play both.
Okay.
That's why I went there to do both, and then just the acclimation period to school and then football and all that stuff. And not to bore you with this long story, but I didn't take care of my academics early in high school the way I should have. So I was playing catch up the last 2 years. Like, I was taking 8 classes my junior and senior year of high school, and then when I graduated high school, I had to take a summer school course to still get into Fresno State after I graduated. So while they were in training camp, I was literally in T-shirt and jeans on the sideline waiting for my clearinghouse shit to go through. So that's why I ended up redshirting that year.
Okay.
And then I wasn't even playing, and it was a lot with school and all of that shit. And I wanted to make sure I didn't make the same mistake as I did in high school. So I was like, you know what? These dudes are already practicing together and hoop and all that. I'm missing that camaraderie with those dudes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to just stick to football. Like, this is what's going to eventually do it for me. I'm 6'1". I'm not, you know, I grew 5.5 inches in 8th grade, so I thought I was going to be 6'9". I'm like, shit, I'm about to have another one.
Shit,
And then I didn't really grow again until like my sophomore year. That's when it stopped. So I was like, football is going to be where it is. So I might as well just stop and focus on that. But hoop is where it was supposed to be for me, though.
Have you two hooped together yet?
Me and Maxx?
Yeah.
Not other than me busting his ass on the one in the
little
locker
one?
room. Yeah, I think you still
Don't
owe
do
me.
that.
I think you still owe me like
Don't do that.
At the new crib?
like a rack.
No, we
Tell him
got
at the new crib.
we got a
At the
mini
new crib.
hoop. No, we definitely will. We got this
Yeah.
mini hoop in the locker
Well,
room.
you moved over by me now anyway. So,
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it's
Perfect.
get it in.
Yeah, we had this
The
mini
West
hoop in
Wing.
there, and it just it just, I mean, it gets real.
Like one of those little tiny
Yeah.
backboard.
Yeah, it's like the little mini hoop. And
Yeah.
I mean, we fucking get after it. He gets mad, so he had to, I bring my European.
mad.
He does. You can break it down for him if you want to, but
This is what I compare it to. My wife, like, I would
God.
we'll hop on the box, right? And she can't play Madden or nothing, so I download Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Just button jam.
Just spamming B, just sitting there spin kicking the shit out of me. I'm like, so that's him. Just hook shot after hook shot, all like big man like floaters and stuff like
European
that. Mind you, I'm like
Tony Kukoc.
shimmy turn like Kobe. I'm fading. I'm shooting real.
Stayed at
I'm
the
really getting
perimeter.
real shots up. I'm here. I'm shooting. He like just doing a little floater after floater, same shot.
He does that in
European
horse
ball.
and pig, bro.
I'm
He's
like-
going down floating and being
different.
stupid.
I'm different. I bring my Luca bag to the mini hoop. It fucks people up. You have no
definitely bring out
touch.
the European action. I wasn't ready for that when we first started, and then I just got to knock down a couple behind the backs off the glass. And
Yes,
There you
he
go.
wants, and this is
There
the
you
craziest thing. He wants to talk about that shit. His immediate go-to when it's a close fucking game, for some reason, my shoulders don't even allow me to fucking make this shot because of surgeries and shit. He does a behind the back shot that banks in every single time. It's like 90% rate of going in, and it's literally impossible to make. I can't even physically do it.
He gets to the point
It's
where he
fucking
starts like
ridiculous.
literally like flinching at me when I'm doing it to throw me
What?
off now because he already knows.
No, literally, I
cheating
mean
with the
Lance
ball. Yeah.
Stevenson
I wasn't even gonna
blowing
make
in
it
his
like my
fucking
go-to
ear.
like
but now
that,
it
you know,
is.
in and out.
Yes.
You got to fight fire with fire, you know.
How
Yeah.
it is.
Lance Stevenson blowing in his
Yeah, no, legitimately. I'll fucking twitch right before he shoots, or I just, what's up, and just fucking say something in his ear before he shoots. He's like, bro, get the fuck away from me. But it's, I mean, if I got the Euro game, he's got the behind the back. So
We'll have to get him over to
it's
the
good
West Wing
competition, though.
and get a real game going.
Yeah,
No,
we
for sure.
Well, we played, we shot, we got to get some shots up. I think it was in
Oh, yeah, and
where was that? Dallas? Was that preseason or was that during the season?
that was preseason.
I think it was
That
Dallas.
was
right?
preseason, yeah.
When we had to work out in a little public gym or whatever. Went in there and then
Public gym, and we had like
Slumber.
a half court that we were
It
playing.
was either
with.
that or LA. Because we went to LA, we did it there.
That was
too.
Dallas.
It was Dallas?
That was Dallas.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that shit was fun. But yeah, I feel like, okay, I'll put you on the spot on this one. Who's your starting five Raiders if you had to start a basketball team?
With our current team right
Current roster.
now? Let me see who. Well, I know three of them right now, off the top of my head. Me, you, and Kobe are instantly in there. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of people that I don't, because I don't know. I haven't hooped with anybody, so I'm trying to think of who I know can play.
Nate can play. Hobbs can play.
Hobbs can
He's
play.
like
He-
a mini D Wade.
He like a mini D Wade, but like Energizer Bunny, like
Legitimately.
God,
He's not.
that
He's
type of
running the
kid.
whole game.
Yeah.
Okay.
100 miles an hour.
All right, I don't think he can dribble though, so I'm gonna put him at.
You heard that, Nate.
I'm gonna put him at the 2.
Okay.
I'll go to the 3. Let's put Kobe at the 1, you at the 5, and just because you're gonna be the big guy and you
Yeah.
play everywhere, bring his ass out to the 3 if you need to.
Yeah.
Jokic.
Modern
And
day
then
NBA.
in the 4,
Small ball.
let me see somebody. We don't need nobody else that can score. I just need
No.
a big body playing
Need
defense.
facilitator,
we
general
need-
out there.
No, we need.
Well,
Well, Kobe's the point.
Kobe gonna run point. And
Kobe's the
he
point.
got the vision and crazy athletic, so I'm not worried about him
Yeah.
being able to get
Alright.
us the ball.
Yeah, we need
Ball
we need like a Draymond.
Who? Draymond.
We need like at the 4. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that glue piece who's gonna hustle, get on the floor.
Can J-Rod
set
play
screens.
basketball or no?
Fuck no.
No shot.
Fuck no.
You guys should have got Tillery on
Trust
that
me,
with
J-Rob's got this left-handed
I don't know
shot.
if Till is.
Hell no. He might be worse than J-Rob.
just saying.
I don't even think he physically can shoot a
Diablo could be your
basketball.
4.
What?
He's a big ass.
Who?
Diablo.
I've never seen him touch a
He looks
basketball.
like an
in my life.
athlete. though.
Diablo gonna be smiling too much and shit
Yeah.
out there.
We need somebody
too happy.
growling
I
and
need,
shit.
I need somebody at the
Smiling
4 that's
too
just gonna
much.
be. Yeah, I need like a somebody dirty, like grimy in there.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, let me think of who. You know what? You know who I think, and I haven't seen him, but I guarantee you he can play basketball. Probably, I'll say top 7 smoothest people on our team, and you would never guess it. We sit here till midnight. You wouldn't guess who I'm saying.
Top 7 smoothest
He's
player.
not. He's. I don't think he's ever been active. Offense.
B-face. Oh.
Offense. Currently on the roster.
Pass catcher. Yes, not a receiver.
K-Dub.
K-Wook might
Maybe.
be able to, but I don't know if he'll play the 4. I was gonna say Cole fathering him.
100%.
Cole
100%.
is smooth, bro. There's
He's
no
Travis
way he can't
Kelce
play.
Jr.
That's exactly
He's the
what he
hidden
is.
gem on
He's
the
just
team.
a less. He's not as not that Travis is a burner, but he's a little slower than him, but plays exactly like Travis.
Yes, he looks like him.
He do look
He
like him.
literally is Travis Kelce hidden.
Yeah, with minus the drip, but
Yeah, minus the drip.
Yeah.
He is a
But
lot
Cole,
more lumberjack. In him, but
the way he move, I feel like he could play basketball. Like he would have
No
a hook
doubt.
shot in his
yeah.
arsenal for sure.
Yeah, him
So
and the
I'm
tight
with
ends
that.
are usually they can play. Like Jesper. Like Jesper's a freak athlete. Low
Yeah,
key.
he can hoop.
He can hoop.
He probably can hoop.
Yeah, he can hoop.
Yeah, so we'll interchange. We'll have Jesper or Cole in there, and I'll say
Yeah.
Cole right off the top of my head because I know Cole, like he's so sneaky, like athletic that I
Yeah.
think he'd be a good basketball player.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good lineup.
Yeah,
I like that lineup
we
for
could take,
sure.
Yeah, I'll take that lineup against anybody with just me, you, and Cole alone. And
It's a
Nate on
wrap.
defense.
And
Nate is going to be out there.
Menace.
Pat Bev slash
Yes.
D Wade apparently on offense. So
Yeah.
I need that.
He's downhill.
Yeah.
He's downhill.
Yeah,
But yeah.
I see him having 3 offensive fouls.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
And at least, I mean, I don't know how many fouls we given, but at probably 3 on defense as well.
Yeah.
But he's going to be
No
a
doubt.
critical player for us.
100%.
How many times is this fucking goofball fouling? You.
I'm
How many times
fouling
he
like
fouling?
that?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times he's going to foul and how many texts.
Look at him.
How many
might
texts?
be
Yeah,
some
there we go.
Here's
Text?
the
I might get-
Draymond. He wanted that Draymond. You
No,
got
I'm
it.
Sheed.
The
I'm a
tech,
Sheed
the
Wall.
tech is going to come off of a foul.
Don't tell the ref go
Facts.
fuck
It's going to be his third. He'll have
Yes.
3. He'll have 3 in the game. If a real game, he'll have 3 fouls.
3
And
to
the
4.
third is he won't agree with because it's going to come right after the second.
Yes.
And they're going to say, beep, and they're going to say 9, 8. Like do something like that. What they do? This,
Yeah.
What
the lowest
they gonna hit him with that?
Block.
Right.
Yeah, no
Or,
doubt.
or he gonna bang on somebody and do something just
Hang on the rim and just never let go.
Just spit at somebody as they're on the
some
ground.
Sean Kemp-esque out there, and then it's gonna create some issues, and then I'm gonna have to have another court case to deal with. 'Cause I'm be out there fighting somebody. So
Yeah, 100%.
What are you looking forward to the most for this new season? And what direction do you feel like as a team, being both the leaders here, that the step that the team needs to take in like that direction? What do you think it is, and just like your expectations?
Well, I don't have any expectations, but I do have a standard that we got to live up to regardless. And we set that, so, we control that with whoever comes to this building, all the people that are there.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I'll say about the Raiders, man, is that even like the moment I stepped through this building, it was way more competitive than we were in Green Bay. Like in Green Bay, it was we were great. We had great teams and we found a way to win. But when you talk about the competitive nature, like there's a lot more guys that kind of had the same mentality as Jair had. Like when I beat Jair, I don't know if you heard that story. I beat him his first rep in camp. So I missed had a hamstring or something, and I came in like day 3, and we did our first 1-on-1, and I killed him. And then this is another rep, and we got like fucking Green Bay. We had like 300 fans watching practice, so he didn't like that. And then when I get into the locker room, I'm usually like one of the like in the middle pack or something like that. He rushed back to the locker room. As soon as I go, I'm walking in with my helmet in my hand. I see him like already looking at the film on his iPad, and it was fucking with him. Like he's like could not believe it. So I'm kind of checking him. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is he watching practice already? And then because I'm not tripping off that right away. I'm gonna go watch it right before we're watching it, like in there, like in my seat, like for the meeting. I gotta do all my shit, get my body right. So he watching, and he walk over. He's like, hey, bro, I don't want to bother you, but like, what did you see here? What made you attack my inside leg like that? I was like, bro, you're like 20 years old. What are you talking about? You like, why are you? Most people just, the tape beat me. Like it is what it is. Like that's what happens. This motherfucker was thrown off by it. Like you could tell he's not used to that and was not okay with it. Yeah. And we have a lot of guys on this team, and even guys like Meek. Like when I came in, that motherfucker is gonna compete. Yeah. And I'm gonna get the best of him, but he's gonna compete, and he showed me that right away. I mean, he'll be this close, like just barely miss a ball, catching the back in the end zone, game of inches, and he'll be beating on the ground. He'll get up, and you can just see that fire. Not like embarrassed, like he's almost like I'm supposed to stop him.
Yeah.
You know what
I
I mean?
know
That
I
type
can stop that.
So when we got guys like that, it makes the conforming to the way that the top guys do it makes all of that much easier. It's not even a lot of policing you got to do. I don't got to go yelling at dudes in practice and stuff like that. Like so it makes it easy. It really just comes down to us coming out starting hot. We got a really good system on offense now, and it's something that I'm very familiar with. It's what
West
I basically, I mean, it's literally the same verbiage, everything. It's the same playbook because Getsy was my receiver coach, and then he took what we did in Green Bay over to the Bears, and they didn't have the best cast to make him look good with that, but it's a hell of a system. So I'm really comfortable with it. So now it's just gonna come out and starting fast, man. Like we won that first game last year, but just establishing who we are in that first quarter of the year.
Yeah.
And obviously starts with a whole lot of other work before that in OTAs and throughout training camp. But just coming in and competing, man. Everybody just taking it upon themselves and saying that this shit means the world to me. Like, because that's why you see the results you do from us on the field out there is because it means that fucking much to us.
Yes.
Like, and that's really what it comes down to. You're gonna get better, and you'll be the player that you want to be. Realistically want to be. Not everybody's gonna be an all-pro, but you'll be the player you want to be if you put enough into it and do the right thing enough. And I think that's where we headed.
Hell yeah.
100%. 100%. All right, we're going to hit you with our new segment. We call this the Mount Rush. Obviously, we're on the Rush podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to ask you, who's your Mount Rushmore of wide receivers all time?
And Mount Rushmore's 4, right?
You got 4. Yeah.
4.
4. Yeah.
4.
Said fuck.
Do you love
4.
doing this? How many times do you get asked this?
A lot.
All right,
No, I'll do it. I got
or
I've
greatest
done it in a
catch
while.
ever. Top 4 greatest catches you remember.
I'll do both.
There we
Mine?
go.
You talking about
You're a
mine
man
or
of the
that I've
people.
seen?
No, that you've seen.
Okay.
And you can be in there.
Yeah.
Have to be.
I would say, which one you want me to do first? The catches or the Rushmore?
Let's do catches.
Yeah,
The
let's do
catches. In no order. You got to put Odell's in there. One that really slipped between the cracks, man, that kind of pissed me off was George Pickens' one-hander.
Oh, my God.
Not that people talked about it, but it didn't do what Odell's did.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? It didn't
Yeah.
do numbers like that.
Odell
Like,
turned
NFL
to a
young boy?
superstar.
that shit was
NFL
crazy.
young
NFL.
boy.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
So I'll say,
with the shiesty on.
I would say O's. I would say George's. I'm gonna squeeze mine in from the Niners game.
Oh, my God.
My
bro.
first year here.
That was the
At the end of
craziest
that
catch
game,
I've seen, bro.
I was
in
running
person.
down when Stidham threw me that go ball. It wasn't as memorable, and it wasn't. I don't even know if it was prime time, but it's definitely one of my better ones because it was just the epitome of just falling in love with the football. That's like my mentor, receiver coach, and everything from Fresno State. That's one thing he taught me: just fall in love with the football. You see it, so you don't ever see me really pushing guys and like I don't really get a lot of OPIs. I think I got like 3 in my career.
Yeah.
Because when that ball's in the air, that's all that matters. And if I'm running to get the ball and I'm pushing you and doing all that shit, imagine if I said you had to juggle while you're trying to catch the ball. Like, why the fuck would you want to do
Right.
anything else?
You're right.
You want to go just get the football, right? So
Yeah.
in my mind, when the ball's in the air, I'm just falling in love with that and getting to it regardless. And I got this guy there, and he was in a bad position. I kind of went a little too wide, Stidham threw it on the inside. I swam him and went back inside and then caught it. Niner fans was pissed saying the ball hit the ground, but I'm not the ref. I just make the catch.
Like the catch.
was
That shit was silly, bro.
They didn't like it. But,
That shit was silly.
But yeah, I'll put that one in there. And then if there was one more, you know what? I'm gonna keep it with the young pup. I'm gonna go back to Justin Jefferson's catch against the Bills.
Yo,
yes.
He went up one hand. I think it was 4th and 18. That shit was crazy.
They heaved it to the fucking moon.
Yeah.
Threw that shit. He ran like some sort of like corner route or something and threw it up, and it was in between like 2-3 people.
Yeah.
And that's another thing about Justin that people don't talk about enough is his ability to catch the ball. It's not always one-handed like that. And it don't always look
His
plucked
catch
like
radius,
Odell.
though.
Catch radius and the amount of balls that he's dropped, I would love to see a stat of that because
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one with my own eyes.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
dude catches the ball great, so I'll probably put those 4 as the top catches. And then top 4 receivers, we got Randy is the greatest.
Ooh.
You got Jerry Rice.
Yeah. This where it gets real. Those two are.
Yes. Nobody, you can't say anything
You
about
can't
those.
debate those.
You got.
I hope you say somebody, but just keep going.
With your bias.
We'll talk about that later.
If I'm only doing 4, man, I gotta say Calvin,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll just make
There
a
you
sure.
go.
and I gotta say I'm gonna go T.O.
T.O.
Ooh.
cold.
He slept on.
I'm gonna
bro.
go T.O. T.O. had some drops and character issues that people would try to like put and act like, you know. But when you talk about, I mean, played a long time and he was dominating for so fucking long,
Yeah.
too,
What?
bro. That
You
shit
look
was
at his
crazy.
numbers. He's like top 3 in every fucking category. And nobody talk. Like they
Body's
talk about
crazy.
Randy every single time.
Yep.
Nobody even brings up T.O. I'm like,
gotta-
his numbers are
Bro,
untouchable.
you got to talk about
He
what T.O.
snapped in
did
the
with,
Super Bowl.
bro,
Yeah.
Broken
with
ankle?
Cincy.
A broken leg.
Talk about what he did in Cincinnati, bro. He
Yes.
was still balling.
And he was like 30 something and out there cooking.
bro, that's just
crazy.
crazy to me. Yeah.
Pretty sure he can still run like a decent
Oh, he's
40
not-
right
Yeah,
now.
didn't he just race Tyreek like a year ago or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
40s.
I'm not racing Tyreek, bro. Like,
No.
he thought he should race Tyreek.
That's
believed it.
crazy.
I'm not. I don't think I should race Tyreek.
Oh hell no!
That's a different level of confidence. It's almost
100%.
concerning. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Yep.
That's interesting.
That's an elite Mount Rushmore though.
Yeah, Calvin. Like, I want to. He's the one that I wish I would have saw play for 15, just so I could see what the numbers would have been. Because Jerry played until he was fucking 42, bro.
Yeah.
Like that, his numbers would never get touched.
No.
Like, it's impossible unless, like, literally they just start bringing in all white corners or something. Then that's,
No, for real though.
yeah,
It's real though.
I'm playing. I'm playing.
Cooper
But yeah,
DeJean.
that is a thing. Though. I don't know if y'all heard. Have y'all heard of the milk check?
That's a real thing.
You get out there, yeah. You got one on
milk
you.
check.
Milk check. You
Check.
scream that to the quarterback. You let them know.
How many times have you done it?
I
It's like-
haven't done
hey,
it
it's like
before. I've done-
AAU.
That's like an old school thing. But yeah, I didn't.
It's like playing AU hoops,
Yeah.
and you got the white kid that's guarding you,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, clear him out,
Clear him out.
clear him out."
Pick on the
Depend.
white
In hoop,
dude.
you might run into some trouble with that though.
Yeah.
'Cause
I used to be the guy they would say that to, and I'm like, "Fuck you,
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
go.
Especially if you see a white dude on an all-black team, like,
Yeah.
that's your antenna should be going.
He's
up,
there
like,
for a reason.
This is
There's no
not
doubt.
it's not a normal situation. I should not be sleeping here.
No.
Not that white people can't play football or basketball. Like I mean, there's not very many at
No.
corner, at least.
You're not gonna hurt my feelings. It's okay. There's
It's
no
not
white
your
corner.
We're the token
I don't
white
want to
Yeah.
get, I don't want to get
not
no
your
hate mail
Yeah.
online.
What do you
That's-
mean?
That's not for
There's
you.
a lot of good white corners. There's literally you can't even count them on one hand. There's none.
Is there
There's
any?
not one.
Is there
Iowa's
There's-
got a dude coming out in the
Iowa's-
first round. Apparently, is a white DB,
White? No, he's a white corner.
white corner.
There's white safeties. That's a
Yeah.
whole different thing. But there is
Yeah.
not one starting white corner.
Yeah.
And now there's the Iowa kid.
Yeah.
But he's a freak though. I looked up like his basketball highlights and shit in high school. He was like an
Bang.
All-American in
Going
high
through the legs
school.
and shit. Yeah,
Both
probably got
sports.
bounced.
Yeah.
Freakish.
That's how it
And
goes.
he's a punt returner, kick returner. Like, yeah, he's like that. But we'll
Yeah, he
see.
is.
Well, I
We'll
haven't
see.
played against one, so I hope I see him
Yeah.
next year.
Yeah,
wherever
you
he goes.
got a milk check.
Send his ass over to the Chargers.
Yeah, facts. Send him over there. Broncos, Chargers, anything.
Us
Chiefs.
whiteys can swing the clubs, fairly decent. So, whenever you're bored, you need another player out there, let us know. Over there at Summit.
See, that is now you're making more sense.
Yeah,
See, that
thank you.
makes sense.
Thank
Golf.
you. That's why I'm here.
Table
See?
tennis.
I got you.
We're trying to get him to pick it up. He needs to start swinging
Croquet.
the sticks.
He
He
like
just becomes too obsessed with it.
Okay.
That's his thing.
that's the thing.
Yeah,
Like
hockey.
I think if he really started golfing, bruh,
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
he's so well, yeah. But he's the type of dude that's determined enough. Like he's the one that it will pull in and it'll
Yeah.
be over. And he'll be like,
Yeah.
we're gonna be mid-season next year. He's gonna be like, bro, I'm done playing football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, bro, you can't
Yeah.
do that. And be like, bro, I'm in love with golf. I
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
do it.
It's the
You
most
understand
humbling
I only
why?
know one way to attack
Yeah.
playing a sport or
And
anything.
everything that we know
Yeah.
that works, like power, explosiveness, does not. It works against you.
Yeah.
It works completely against you, bro. And it took
It's
me
so
until
frustrating.
really like I got to Vegas to understand that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even understand the science of a golf club as far as like having your hands in front, like shaft lean and all of this stuff. You probably even never heard those terms before.
He just heard the word
Nah.
shaft. That's all he hears.
yeah, we talking about a different shaft. This one is a
got problems.
KBS tour. It's not a
Yeah,
whatever
exactly.
you're talking about.
I tell him, but he
Exactly.
wants to wait till he's done playing. I'm like, just get a little lessons. I'll give you a free tutorial right now, but go out there, learn a little bit. So then when you get to that point,
Bro, trust
ahead of
me.
the
I
game.
send you the videos. I got a lot of work to do, but I went on the course and I actually learned how to hit the ball. And
You
I was
did
like,
smack that driver.
I'm starting to become addicted. I was supposed to shoot a commercial. This guy's like, "Hey, I got some experience. I'm gonna help you out. Like, make you look great on the thing."
Yeah.
I ended up being there like 2 more hours than I was supposed to because I was on the on the hitting range. I started hitting. I'm like, bro, I've never been able to hit a golf ball.
Yeah.
I'll go to Top Golf and embarrass myself. It's like, just keep your head straight down. Relax your shoulders.
Yeah.
Don't bend your front knee in. Blah blah blah. I fucking hit this ball and it went to the moon first
Yeah.
time, and I'm like,
That's all you need.
And now you're
that was
chasing
it.
that.
And now I'm
Yeah.
chasing it. But I know
Exactly.
when I'm done, like
It's
towards the
over.
end, like
Understand this.
I'm
though.
gonna get into it, bro.
That feeling you have of being frustrated and not being able to get the ball in the air and all that shit, that doesn't go away. That shit.
Yeah.
I'm working with Butch Harmon over at Tiger's old coach.
Yeah.
I'm working with them over at Butch Harmon School Golf with his guy John right now, and he said this shit to me the other day. He was like, because I'm like, bro, I need you. I finally came to you to get real lessons. Like I shot 78 at Shadow, and then I went the next day, shot 87 there, and I was just like, I'm tired of these inconsistencies of swimming like that. Driver was not in play like almost all day. I'm like fucking hitting it off the hill. So I'm like, I need you to give me a swing that I can just depend on forever. He said, that will never happen.
no
He's like,
such thing.
you never own a golf swing. You lease your golf swing for the rest of your life, and you'll be able to tweak it. Like it won't go back to like how you were, you know, when you first started.
Yes.
But like as you get better, that's the fucked up part about golf. Your expectations, you can't control it. You just you fucking go shoot 78 and then 87. I should be happy with that.
Yeah.
The next day after you do that, like the more success you have in golf, the more you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously, because
Yeah,
now
I
you start
believe it.
comparing it to that. And that's why it's the greatest game, because you
is.
can just sit there and chase it forever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and football is the greatest team sport, but individual sport, it's not even close.
I
bro.
completely
You
agree.
can play till you. I mean, I just saw a TikTok. This dude, my wife sent me TikToks. I don't be on TikTok.
I'm the same way.
Disclaimer.
I don't have one, but
send me
Rachel
a
sent me
TikTok.
100.
Yeah. And I
Yeah, on their TikTok dancing. That'd be fucking sick.
this dude just fucking. He just played his last round of golf. He like is in the hospital now. He's 98.
Damn,
I'm like, bro, I can play golf until I'm 90, bro.
Yeah.
Play forever.
it's crazy.
You could literally play forever.
Right. I can barely play until I'm 28 in football, and
Yeah.
before they say you trash.
Yeah.
And
You're old.
this motherfucker's playing for another 70 years, bro. All right. Well, I
He's
guess I'm
pushing
gonna do that.
100. He's out there swinging that fucking thing.
Swinging his club.
It's
20
crazy.
yards, but straight.
Straight
Straight as hell.
Straight line.
Hey, we're gonna come
All
out with the
hybrids.
camera. We're gonna ride around, get a little 2v2. Well, somebody will. I'll take
yeah,
Max.
let
we'll
me
figure
get
it
my
out.
let me get my
Yeah.
shit right, and
Yeah.
we'll
I mean,
make
we'll be
that
all right.
happen.
Give him to a hole.
Yeah, 100%.
No doubt.
That's what handicaps
Get
will do.
get him that itch.
That
a little
is
bit.
that is the craziest thing. How like spot on handicaps are. Like if you actually track it, and everything I could play with you. I could play with you and you. If we're all on top of the handicap, it'll be a close ass thing on 18.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
the best.
It's
I play.
crazy.
The dopest part about living in Vegas, obviously, is the weather, a lot of shit to do, but is the people that I've been able to meet out here.
On the course.
Colin Morikawa lives like 4 houses down, so we fucking play. This motherfucker hit a hole in one with me. Like you really get to see like how good these dudes are,
difference,
bro.
bro. Yeah.
It's so much different. Like my good day, my good shots, like. We've all hit shots really close by the pin,
Oh, yeah.
but watching them hole by hole do
Every
that shit,
shot.
bro, it's like a whole different thing to where I'm like, okay, I gotta be, like, I'm never gonna be like that, but I know I can get so much fucking better if I
Yeah.
just keep playing, keep practicing, doing shit the right way. I'll
Yeah.
get there. Like I'll get somewhere, not around that, but I'll get somewhere in a place where I'll be happy with my game.
Was his emotion like what you expected? Was he geeked about it, or is it like another
Great
day?
another great question, man. Because going into it, so I asked this dude. We get on 4. We at Shadow Creek. I get on 4, and I was like, bro, I ordered myself a nice cocktail like 10
Have to.
a.m. But I was
Have
like, fuck
to.
it. Why? I'm on vacation. It's off season.
Yeah.
So I got a little Casamigos Reposado, of course, and
Yeah.
lemonade. So I'm sitting there and I'm shaking. I'm like, do golfers, like pro golfers, do you ever drink like on the course, like just for fun? He was like, not really. Like sometimes if I go to like Mexico, we'll go out there, we'll like get really hammered in golf or like whatever, you know, like a completely fun round.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, somebody hits a hole in one or some shit. This motherfucker hit a hole in one on the tee box at the next shot, hits it, and then I was wondering in my mind, like, how's he gonna react? So as soon as it goes, first of all, he addresses the ball at the tee box. He has 2 clubs up there, and he's getting ready to hit the ball, throws the club back down. He's like, oh, I'm gonna fade it. I'm like, you change clubs because you're gonna fade it versus draw the shot,
Bro.
Okay, so he hits a fade up there. It hits right over the top of the green, and just tracks like a putt and goes in the hole, like not like, dang, and go in.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
like.
Nice soft.
Fell over
Like
front.
he putted like an 8-foot putt, and then literally as soon as he hit it, he just goes, looked at me like that, and we just ran at each other and did like a football chest bump. And I told him we was going to the green. I was like, bro, I'm so happy you responded like that.
Yeah.
And he had hit one like I guess like a month or 2 before that on 17 before, so he was juiced.
Yeah.
And I've seen
that's
dudes on
dope.
tour knock one in and they're like,
Yeah.
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 just
That's
like,
me.
I'm like, bro, if you don't go run down there.
What? Cartwheeling.
So I was-
I'll
makes
do it
me-
for you.
When he went and like
fuck.
chest bumped me, I was
Yeah.
like, okay, this
That
dude
makes me
is-
like him more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's lit.
He's
lit.
human.
Yeah.
I love it.
Darren, you want to hit him?
All right, yeah, we got rush mail. So we have the Condor Cartel. They'll submit some questions for our guests. So we got probably like 5, 6 for you.
Okay.
All right. Iker Acosta says best AP memory that you have.
Well, I mean that one is really easy for me. I would have to say it was during our Kumbaya, man. We got up there and you know, I think it started with Josh Jacobs went first, then I think Maxx hopped up there second, then I think Jacoby went third. I went after Jacoby.
Yeah.
I had to.
Had to.
And then
It's another story.
yeah, so that's
We'll
all.
go-
Next
yeah,
next
another
episode.
time.
We'll get
That's a whole
next
nother
episode. Details of the
greatest moment of
Kumbaya.
all time.
But yeah, AP was probably like 6 or 7. A lot of people went up there, so it started getting a little bit monotonous because
Yeah.
dudes were just like kind of saying the same thing a little bit after time. I think after I went, it kind of was like that was like the big like peak emotional part of it.
Yep.
Because all the trade shit. But then AP got up there, and I hadn't really heard him like talk like that. And he got up like fear free, saying like everything. And I unfortunately I can't disclose exactly what he was saying, but just gave us the realest version of him, and spoke directly and vividly to Josh and respectfully, of course, but just gave us a lot of like restored some confidence in ourselves and something to do moving forward. We were getting ready to go into another game, so we needed that. And then just kind of let us know what he was all about, man. And that gave me a certain like, I can get behind this dude. And I wasn't in my mind thinking he's gonna be the interim, when it would go. Pause. But I can definitely fuck with AP because he's the type of dude, he's a stand up dude, not afraid to say, tell it like it is, and he'll get up there and empowering his players too. That's the biggest part that I love, man. Anytime you can get up there and not be afraid to say, Tay, I need you today. Let's go. I want to see fucking our superheroes, Maxx, Tay, put your fucking cape on. Like he'll say some shit like that. And to the right guys, man, that shit get you going, bro. Like
That's all you need.
Yeah, like you sometimes you sit there and just generalize and not be specific about what you need and who you need. We don't need that in order to get going, but you fucking tell the team and put that type of pressure on me. Like that's what I want moving forward, and I need that. I think that helps great players tap into something even more great. So having just some of those words and kind of learning him a little bit better that day at the Kumbaya, that's where I'll say that was my favorite memory of him.
Love it. Russell Banzon, these fucking names, they take me for a trip. Outside of football, who's your hero and why?
My hero? I don't know if I've ever crowned anybody my hero, but I would say I have some very influential people. Obviously my pops. I told you a little bit about my receiver coach from Fresno State. He's had a lot to do. I mean, probably like at least half to do with what's happened with me, shaping my mental. The ins and outs. He believed in me and gave me the scholarship. When I had a 1.9 CUNE GPA, and gave me that, saying like, if you don't get this, we lose this scholarship. But I believe in you. So that kind of gave me. That was kind of like the empowerment thing. Like gave me a little bit more juice to dig deeper, and then have a 3.2, 3.3 GPA those last years. And clearly it wasn't about me not being smart enough. It was just about the the application. And
I was 2.3.
You need that.
Big time.
2.3 here too. So let's see.
We've all been down there.
Yeah.
Banking on the ACT.
I mean, but you was on the field. I was about to not be on the field messing around with what I was doing. So or on the court at that point. So
Cool. Last one, Hunch OFRM. What's your most memorable moment of your career? Fuck's OFRM?
I don't know.
All right.
That sounds like some gang. Huh?
Yeah. Chicago on phone. Yeah.
My most memorable moment.
Yeah, what's your most memorable moment in your career?
I would say, unfortunately, my most memorable moment is probably my rookie year when we were up double-digit points going. I think it was 11 or 15. It was one of those going into last 5 minutes of the game. NFC Championship game, thinking I'm about to play in my first Super Bowl of my first year, and I'm like, damn, this is easy. Shit. So we just about to go to the bowl, like
right out the gate,
and then just having the rug just pulled from underneath us at the last minute with a few unfortunate things, couple self-inflicted as a team wounds there, but that one took the air out of me. And then I've been to 4 NFC Championship games and haven't gotten there, so it's right now it's like a mythical thing to me right now, Super Bowl. So hopefully that can change in the near future. But that game, thinking that I was set up, I mean, we were on the sideline, like basically standing up on the bench, like telling them they can go home and shit like that. Not me personally, but that was the feel of the team, So we were like, it's over, like
shoulder straps unhooked and shit, ready to go.
We out of here. Like we about to go to the bowl. Like I'm thinking, like, what should I get these cleats made? Like, I gotta look fresh for the day. And then they just came and snatched it from us. So that's probably the most memorable thing that I think about, because until I win a Super Bowl, that one is kind of just sitting on the front of my mind, and it's kind of feeding a little bit for me too. It gives me a little bit more hunger to want to get one. So it's bad and good, I guess.
I feel that.
Hell yeah.
Cool. That's all we got for the Rushmail.
Hell yeah. Fans, we appreciate you. Keep sending the questions in, obviously. Davante, you're my brother. We appreciate you coming on, bro. We definitely probably going to do it again at some point, but it's family, bro. We appreciate you. You're only inspiring more and more people every day, bro. You inspired me. Second you got into the locker room, we're going to keep doing the chain, exchange every Christmas.
Every year, baby.
Family is family. So we appreciate you, brother. Absolutely. We'll have you on soon.
Man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, brother.
Hell yeah.
Walk up in the light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in the light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him.